to our podcast. First of all, some news. You may be aware that Duncan and myself, Jim, have a little business called Swimscape, which is really focused on getting people to get to their swim goals and also enjoy themselves. And we also had the podcast. So we decided to bring the names together, and now the podcast is going to also be called Swimscape. Maybe the previous name came from somebody who's trying to be a little bit too much of a clever dick. Anyway, we thought we needed to do this because we were getting into arguments as neither of us could work out which one was the clever one and which one was the other one. So it's now Swimscape. So for our first episode of Swimscape, the podcast, we're talking to Euan. Euan's a swimmer who now lives in Hamilton, although he started off in Auckland. He was a competitive swimmer as his youth and got all the way up to the nationals, and he's also won the Rangitoto swim. At the moment, he's kind of focused on running the Five Bridges swim down in Hamilton, as well as raising his young family. So lean back, enjoy the story about the Five Bridges swim and a little bit about Euan, and let's get into it. In this podcast, we're talking to Euan. Hi, Euan.
G'day, Jim.
Cool. Right. You've listened to a few podcasts, so you know how we start. We're interested in your swim story. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got into it and why? And
Yeah. I mean, ever since you called upon me, I've been thinking back, and my swimming started much as any kid growing up in New Zealand did. Got thrown in the pool prior to primary school, and my story didn't start that great. My goggles were filled with tears every single time I was thrown in the pool, and I absolutely hated it. But
that's quite common, eh?
I think so. Yeah. It's a scary thing getting thrown in the water, but it's a skill that we all need to have, especially in New Zealand, being close to the coast. And then carried on through there. Last year of primary school, you have your swimming sports, and that's where I found a love for it, because I won every single race at school swimming sports. And I wasn't a super popular kid, but I had all my blue first place ribbons, and the popular kid that was the sports guy had all the second place ribbons, and I thought, I quite like this is good. So entered into intermediates, and obviously my parents saw I had a bit of talent there. Got into a swimming club. So I joined the local club, was Onehunga Swimming Club. And went from there, started training, 4 or 5 times a week and nipping at the heels with the older guys. Went right through high school. I've had some major success there. I sort of got to the age of 18, 19, and you sort of discover the real world, and training 20 hours a week in the pool didn't appeal as much as it once did. Odor of chlorine was my perfume all through high school.
Yeah.
Had the frizzy hair and everything. It sort of fell by the wayside eventually, but, mixed in there was triathlon. I was a bit wet-bix Kiwi kid as well.
Is that still going?
Start. It
is.
When we were T3, obviously we attended them with that, and it's
okay.
A bit of an institution, the Weekmix. So that introduced me to cycling and running, and my swimming career, I got as far as New Zealand Opens. I was sort of more of a sprinter. 100 metres, 50 metres was sort of more my speed, but I was still doing 5K 10 times a week in the pool. So, I guess I got weathered a little bit and fell away from it. But with my swim club, they supported the Auckland Masters, who ran the Rangitoto swim.
Yes. Auckland Central Masters.
They had 4 swims each year. Most years.
So we did all the timing for it and everything. So
okay.
So got into open water swimming through them as well. Claim to fame, I have won the Rangitoto swim.
No way!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
I will say it was probably one year that a few names didn't show up.
Hey, that doesn't matter, dude. We'll edit that part out. Don't worry about that.
No, non-wetsuit, so you'll be happy to hear.
Yes.
So
Hey, that's impressive, dude.
yeah, man, yeah. So and I was in the era with you guys will know the name Lauren Boyle.
Yes.
So I was of the same age as her. We sort of swam a little bit with each other back in the day. And then, yeah, sort of got into triathlon a bit more after my swimming career. Fell off a bit, and then I actually became a cycle courier in downtown Auckland. So I got really fit again. Went, hey, I could probably do triathlons a bit off the back of this. Got back into it. Got swimming with another name, Mark Bone.
Yes.
He'd be a great guy to talk to.
Yes.
And yeah, so I was rubbing shoulders with Cameron Brown and Terenzo Bizzoni, and Rebecca Clark and all those top triathletes. So I gave them a run for the money of the pool. But yeah, obviously cycling I kept up. The run, teaching a swimmer to run didn't work out so well. Again, I went quite hard with triathlons, but stress fractures happened.
Yeah.
Again, I think I have slightly lower bone density and haven't been a swimmer for all of my life. But yeah, the impact of running didn't see eye to eye with it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was the discipline that you enjoyed the most?
Probably the cycling, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously swimming. Yeah, but the thrill of hurtling down a hill on a bike was definitely up there. I'd always lead out of the swim,
Yes.
unless I wasn't having a great one. But yeah, I'd be out, and then the cycle would hang on, and I'd go backwards quite quickly on a run. I needed you as my run coach, Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 kilograms ago, man.
Yeah. Speaking of weight, yeah, I mean, when I was swimming, 17, 18, I couldn't get over 70 kgs.
Yeah.
But I was nothing but, lean muscle and
Yeah.
very
You're
focused on
not
swimming,
too
so-
different now. Dude.
Oh,
You
yeah.
haven't changed.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
38 now. Yeah.
Bullet, dude.
38 now.
Bullet.
Yeah.
Daniel from 40, eh?
Yeah, man.
No, best years of your life are when you're 50, other than when you're injured, right?
Hey, so when you were at school, you mentioned those 20 hours a week. I mean, roughly speaking, in my head, that converts to like 50 or 60 kilometers of swimming a week.
Yeah, generally a session would be 4 to 6K.
Yeah.
A big one would be 7K.
I mean, that's massive. Right?
For a sprinter, that's amazing.
I think I had coaches that were sort of like, I had talent in the 1500 metre too.
Yeah.
And I was doing open water swimming, so there wasn't really something I really focused on. I mean, I had a breakthrough swim with sprinting where I was at Wellington champs one year, and I did the 100 metre free. Wasn't the greatest, it was more a backstroker, but I had this 100 free race, and it was just a bit of a Hail Mary, just go up there, hammer it. Oh, I made the final. Awesome. So I thought, I'm in the final, one of the outside lanes, because lane 4 is the fastest, and you cascade out. And it was quite a cool story where a complete outside chance. I think I just cracked the minute, about 58 seconds to get to the final, which to a competitive swimmer is not fast. And I had this swim where I just went, I've got nothing to lose, put my head down and just redlined it right from the go. And this is at the Wellington pool with a big drop off.
Yes.
So you're swimming and woof, you're into the diving area.
Yeah.
And hit the wall, turned around halfway back, so 75 metre mark, completely hit the wall. Just my arms felt like they fell off my body. But I was 2 body lengths ahead of everyone else.
Yes.
So my mum's up there screaming, my coach is screaming on, going, failing like a dead
Tying
fish.
up with adrenaline.
Touched the wall, did a 54, so dropped a huge amount of
second
time
PB.
and got a second equal in the I think it was 18 and under age group. So that's my one. So Auckland champs, I got medals all the time, but nationally, I've got 1 medal to my name, and it was a silver. And standing on the podium, the guys are all, I'm 6'1" and a bit, and these guys are sort of 6'4" and up.
Yeah.
So, that was a highlight of my swimming career, really. Went and gave mum the medal, and, obviously being a swimmer, you guys chatted to Alex Dunkley.
Yeah.
Your parents are such a huge part of that. I'm quite a new parent, so I can see the sacrifices I'm going to make with sport and stuff like that. But yeah.
How many kids have you got, Euan?
So we've got 3 now.
Yep.
The youngest is 2 months, so Groundhog Day a little bit again. Oldest is 4 and the middle one's 2. So Arthur, who's 4, Billy is our girl, she's 2. And
That's a cool name.
Oakley is 2 months.
Don't tell me that's Oakley inspired from your cycling career, dude.
No, not the same glasses. No. We wanted something different, and
That's very cool.
we settled on that. And
Oakley,
you could
Billy,
get the sponsor in
Arthur.
the future, couldn't he, maybe?
Oh, easy, man. I'm sure Ray-Ban would sponsor him, yeah.
Famous name, yeah, middle name.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
So you, with obviously the circles that you moved in, your partner, your wife, is or was a triathlete? I don't know if she's still...
Yeah, we'll say was. There's definitely unfinished business there. So,
Yep.
so my wife, a little bit of backstory there. I was working at so after my career, I broke my feet and couldn't be on the bike, and I'd known Chris, who ran Swim T3 at the time, for many years, and met him poolside, and they were advertising for a salesperson.
Yep.
So I started working at Swim T3 as a salesman. Opportunity. Oh, sorry, I should cut back. I started dating. So my wife's Michaela Nielsen. Started dating her. She was in Cambridge, an elite triathlete at the time. Started dating her, and the option came to come and manage the Hamilton branch of Swim T3. So jumped at that because I wanted to be closer to her, and obviously a career opportunity there. Rest is history there. We checked up, and
3 kids later.
3 kids later. But yeah, so she was under 19 world champion when she was 17.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
Weapon runner.
Yeah.
She's probably the opposite to me, who swims the weakest. She's great on the bike and the run. She's just lightning. She'll catch everyone. She went through a bit of a tough time with Try and Z. As I don't know, Cycling New Zealand, they sort of had some trouble sometimes with alongside Ben. But yeah, we used to train out of the St. Peter's Club in Cambridge. So yeah, she sort of fell away from it. Tried to make a comeback, had some little health issues like we all do when we're redlining a sport, and sort of just stepped away from it. But she's 31 now, and there's still unfinished business there. I mean, obviously we've got young kids, so it's tough to juggle that. Being in the,
well, especially triathlon with 3 disciplines, right? So it's almost like it might be easier to pick one and come back with one.
Yeah, I think running was in mind there. So she's gets out for the occasional run, but it'll put her back a few days when she's having to be up all night breastfeeding a 2-month-old. So as I say, unfinished business. I guess much like my swimming career, I actually when I was 28, was working in Hamilton for a few years, made a little comeback. Had been out of the competitive pool for a few years, but as I say, was with the St. Peter's Club and felt like I had unfinished business. So I came back and did qualified for the Opens, which were held in Auckland, and did the 100 free. And geez, the calibre of swimmer, I should say, from when I was competing at 18 to 28. Yeah. Like I think at an Open Champs now you've got. The A final, the B final, and the C final. Yeah. Whereas back when I was doing it, you had one final, and that was that. And
so you reckon that's obviously a positive sign for the sport, right?
Yeah,
I think are swimming, the quality's improved.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I mean, swimming in New Zealand probably isn't obviously best supported in terms of financially, obviously, but it's hard on you're running speed and you're not going to put a sponsor on your butt. Yeah. But obviously with social media, that's
changing a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not easy, dude.
No, it's expensive too. I mean, just speaking to Alex, especially if you get across the world, swimming and racing, you're self-funded for the most part, unless you get a sponsor on board.
That's a lot of sports, right? But I think being such a little country, it's even worse, right?
Yeah. Definitely. We've got some major talent though, don't we? So it's,
we do. I mean, New Zealand bats above their weight in pretty much every sport, right? So, So maybe something that we always chat about, right, is there's a massive amount of kids that swim in the pool and do competitive pool swimming. And then they get to a stage where most of them just stop, right? So why, how did you transition? I mean, I think you mentioned that working as a timekeeper with Auckland Central Masters sort of opened up a couple of new events for you.
Yeah,
But,
keep
like,
your interest going, I guess.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, what do you reckon we can do to get more kids swimming open water?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, eh? Because yeah, I mean, pool swimming, you're staring at a black line. So yeah, I mean, the open water swimming, and we're very lucky to have what we've got here in New Zealand, these beaches and rivers and lakes that you can swim in. Other countries aren't so lucky. So yeah, I guess it's. And with these open water swims, the younger contingency might not quite be invited, you know. So I guess you could spread the word a bit more there. You know, the Kiwi kids, obviously, they get kids into it a bit. But,
Yeah.
Do you think we need more shorter swims? You know, so, you know, people don't feel like they've got to go and invest in a wetsuit, and, you know, they can stay close into the shore, and maybe the parents are less concerned or something. Is that something we should think of?
Yeah, yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, it is a really tricky one, really, because it is such a niche sport. You know, you think, I've heard you guys discuss it before, you think, oh, it's a cheap sport, I just have to go in the water. And you can if you go to the local beach, but learning to swim can be pricey, really. Yeah. And you've got to go to a pool, and you've got to, you know, get the goggles, the cap, the whole shebang. But I guess with that said, my local swim pool, back when I was swimming, it was $2 to go jump in the pool. Now it's $10 to do one session. So, you know, I've got a local pool that I'd love to get into, and I have to buy a concession card that's quite
couple
expensive.
$100, yeah.
And I understand, because the pools aren't cheap to maintain those. So it is a tricky one.
It is tricky, and if you want to be, I don't know, if even competitive, but seriously competent at open water swimming, you still need the pool, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
You know,
it's where you learn the basics. You don't want to go get in the chop and learn how to get your arm over. Yeah.
So you have landed up. We chatted a couple of months ago. We reached out for some help with the 21st swim, which we've cancelled and
Postponed.
Yeah, don't say cancel.
Apologies, postponed until April.
We want to see that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, right? But the reason why we gave you a shout is because you are the race director and owner of the Five Bridges swim. Right? So maybe give us a bit of background there. How did it land up on your lap?
Yeah.
And tell us about the swim.
Yeah, so I'm working for Swim T3. I'm in Hamilton now. I'm dating that lovely lady, Michaela. And the Swim T3 had supported the Five Bridges River Swim yearly. So we organised the caps for the swim. A lovely lady named Eleanor Pinfold. She was organising it. I can't say exactly how many years she ran it for, but with the Hamilton Masters Club. And they've been doing a great job. You know, pretty low key, sort of grassroots swim. I think it was $20 or $30 to come and do it. And you know, they had anywhere from 50 to 100 people turn up and do it. And as I say, Swim T3 supported it, so we'd give spot prizes. Eleanor decided it was sort of time to hand it over. Yeah, you know, she'd been doing it for so many years. And I think she initially reached out to Scott Rice, who ran the Ocean Swim Series back in the day.
Ocean Swim Series, Beach Series, and something else.
So she reached out to a few people that ran swims because she was ready to hand it over, and no one really. But I mean, obviously a river swim, there's a little bit more to it than an ocean swim. In some instances, obviously there's a few different issues you got to overcome. And I had been stepping away from swimming a bit more myself, but I've obviously had a long history of attending events. And, you know, when you attend an event, you go, oh, I could have done this better, or, you know, we could organise this a bit better, and naive me.
You're thinking about putting the boy over there, man.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, you know, that would be really cool to put my name to that. And obviously it was possibly going to fall by the wayside a little bit too. I was just saying here before, Duncan, this next year is the 87th year it's been running. So
that's amazing, eh?
Huge history. You know, it's not all well documented, but it started when World War II began.
Yeah.
The first year. So, I put my hand up, ghosted Eleanor for her final swim, and I'm ashamed to say I've actually only swum it once. I swum the river plenty, but I've only done the event once. But did the event, and Brett Foster ripped my arms off and won it that year, and because I was still quite fit at that time. So I kept up with him, and river swimming's quite cool because you might be shoulder to shoulder, and then they'll go flying off because they call it current a bit more. So he beat me, and his name's on that trophy quite a few times. And the next year I took it on, and with the help of some T3 at the time, we promoted a bit more, and the first year we ran it, we had 191 turnout.
That's a good turnout, mate.
Almost double numbers, so it was awesome. I've tried to keep it pretty grassroots, so it has had a small price increase just because we introduced professional timekeeping team. Yep. It's just something to take off my plate so I can focus more on the swim and swimmers. So yes, now $40 bento, which still
that's nothing, dude.
Too cheap, hey? And I want to keep it that way. I think it's $50 cash on the day. And so what did we come into the 7th year? COVID sort of pushed people back a bit, and we've been teetering around 120 to 150 swimmers. A lot of that's I need to get off my chuff and do some advertising a bit more, but to draw a few more in. And you need to get the likes of you two down there for as well.
I've never swum it.
No.
I've never swum it.
No, a lot of people haven't.
I've done it a couple of times. My parents live in Hamilton, so it was
have you done it while I've been running it, or
I think so.
2019,
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of people have done there's the hooker swim,
which I've never done.
You've never done. That's, obviously you're up Taupo end, and that's a beautiful swim too. You get the crystal clear water. So we're further downstream. You don't get the crystal clear water, but it's still obviously safe to swim on. We do our safety checks and everything. And
So where do you guys start?
So it starts at the Hamilton Gardens, which is a really nice spot. And then from there, it's called the Five Bridges River Swim for obvious reasons. You go under all 5 central car bridges in Hamilton, and then the last bridge is the Fairfield Bridge, which has these really cool arches. I think it's been there since they started the swim too. And then sort of 700 metres after that, on your left, there's a little reserve there called Ann Street Reserve, and up onto the grassy knoll, and
So was it called the Five Bridges Swim back in the day?
I'm going to have to consult our trophy because it's actually...
Because maybe there weren't 5 bridges back in the day.
Well, probably not, no. I think as I say, the history for me, what I'm looking at in the trophy and what I got from Eleanor, but it was at 1.5k swim, so they must have started a bit sooner, or I know... In the offset, it used to be quite a short swim too. They used to actually go from the Hamilton Gardens only under one bridge. Okay. So it definitely wasn't always the 5 bridges.
Changed format a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's now 6 and a bit kilometres, I think.
7.1.
7.1.
Yeah. So if you want to break the record for 7.1 kilometres, come and do our swim.
It is some of my fastest ever swims, I will admit.
You'll do records per 100 metre. So I think we equate it to, the average swimmer will do 100 metres in a minute. You do a minute per 100.
The average swimmer.
The average swimmer. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do like 130 swim.
Well, no, that's if you're getting out of the flow and cutting the corners. I'm giving away trade secrets here, but you do that in the pool, you're moving.
Oh, so, man, you're cruising.
So it's 7.1k, but with the current, if you're sticking it, we say it's the equivalent to about a 3k swim. Okay. So, and we do a test swim the week before where we get out a couple of kayaks, a couple of swimmers in a boat, and obviously, we safety check the river because there's a few more conditions, but we float down it, basically, paddle here and there, and we do it in about an hour 20, hour 30. So we actually have a 90-minute cut-off time that the council and regional council give us. To go over that time, you're either
On a rubber
you're
tube.
really sightseeing, you're off getting a coffee on the side or something.
Swimming upstream, possibly.
Yeah. So obviously that trade secret staying in the current is will get you down there pretty quick.
So there's obviously quicker corners or quicker lines if you know the river pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with a river, the flow of water is always going to sort of cut around to the outside of the corner.
So it's completely counterintuitive, Duncan. Yeah, so the real fast way to swim is the longest
direction.
Quite often. But as you said, you think you've actually got it nailed, and you're swimming next to someone, and next you take a breath, and they're 10 meters ahead of you. You know, and, oh my God!
Yeah.
But then it happens the other way around as well. So
exactly, and you've even got the bridges, which is beautiful. You roll on your back and you go into a bridge too, and it's the council and everything have really done a lot for the river in terms of cleaning it up too. Because I think I read an article that the first few swims you're sharing the river with cows and stuff, and so on. So it wasn't the cleanest previous, but it's really been cleaned up. And even after the first bridge, you actually had a couple of whirlpools as well. Yeah. Which we mentioned at briefing, and it freaks people out. And you go, it's all right, it's not the ones you've seen on Pirates of the Caribbean when you can get sucked down and do it. No, yeah. If anything, it's just a little stall, or you might get spun around and then you're shipped out the other side. Yeah. That year I did it and had Brent Foster right on his shoulder. He caught one side of it. And he slowed down, and I think I actually passed him at that point. But then he got slung down, and I thought I had him. But so there's lots of little cool quips, with the swim.
And is it generally not water quality per se, but like tree branches and things like that? It's pretty clean. It's pretty open.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's river swimming in general. That's always the main safety concern, and we take that quite seriously with the sweep of the river the week before any big weather events. It's extra checked, and we have a good crew that check over the river before the swim in the morning, even the day before if they're able to. So we'll have a chase boat, a lead boat. We have a jet skier that's sort of a go-between, and a heap of kayakers out there. And often, you might find some of the bridge pillars have logs wedged up that they'll get dislodged them with. There's a few hazards being in a river, and, the safety crew are there to negate them. It's something that we obviously say, your sighting with swimming is quite important in the river swim. Probably more so than the open water ocean swimming, because you are chopping and changing, and it does wind. You're not a straight line river.
And are the years different in terms of the speed of the river and the depth of the water?
Yeah. So we're at the whim of the weather, and then the Karapiro Dam. Yeah. Because obviously all the water feeds into there, and then they release it. So it's mercury. In the last 2 or 3 years, I sort of got a bit closer with them and actually touched base with them a lot more. And find out when they're going to release water and when they don't. And they even can sort of accommodate us a bit more, which is cool, because when it's really low, a few more hazards pop up, obviously. So there's been years where it's been really low, and a few do pop up, but again, safety crews there. And then there's years where it's rained a lot and it's been really high, and when it's higher, it's faster.
What's the record?
I was trying to, I think Alex probably has it at 49 minutes.
That's quick.
So what's he doing that for? He's flying, sub 50 seconds.
40-something seconds.
Well and truly, as I say, I need to shift back through the records. There may have been a faster swim previously, but Alex is probably one of the fastest ones that's done it anyway. You really do. We had one guy 1 year crack over the hour 30, but he was doing breaststroke and he was cutting the corners. And we let him finish anyway.
Maybe I'll be that guy this year with my broken shoulder.
Stay in the car, mate. Hold on to your safety float, and there we go.
Do you make the guys use safety floats?
We don't make them, but
that's optional.
Again, you guys have discussed it, and it's something that's, if it makes you more comfortable out there,
go for it.
And it makes you more visible. So from our point of view, we say you've got to wear a bright cap. So it makes you visible for the safety crew. Yes. And then a tow float's just adding to that, obviously.
Yes.
Plus, it's a point-to-point swim. So you probably going to, I mean, we've introduced a bus now, so we'll take you from the finish to the start in the morning. So you might want your kiddies with you.
Okay, yep. So you park your car at the finish, yeah?
Yeah. And previously that hadn't been something that was there. So yeah, toe floats are definitely encouraged. I've got a small lot that I sort of hand out to nervous swimmers.
Yeah.
And obviously with the swim too, if people want their own support rafts as well, they're quite welcome to have that. They just got to attend the briefing and be in with the group. So, yeah.
So you mentioned that the water quality is always okay. Do you actually test the water quality? And the reason I ask that is a number of Auckland swimmers think, oh, it's going to be so filthy swimming in that river. And I've never experienced any issues.
Yeah, no, and neither have I, and neither has any swimmer that's ever done it. So, yeah, it's something that's been questioned. Hamilton City Council do E. coli testing. So they say it's safe to swim within the city limits. So we take that as obviously if there's a weather event, that can bring that into question. So that's where you monitor that quite closely. The harbour master's quite involved too.
Which harbour master?
Oh, you put me on the spot there.
Sorry, mate. It's obviously a river harbour. I mean, a harbour master.
The harbour master for the Waikato region, based out.
Okay.
Held on the way.
But he's accommodating. He's willing to help.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we've sort of, when I started running it for the first 5 years, we didn't have any real issues with the height of the river. And 1 year we really did. And that's where he was very knowledgeable. You know, if it's moving at this sort of speed, we probably need to just go, hang on, this is a bit too dangerous for swimmers. Also, obviously, the start and finish area, because the river rises, and it can rise by 2 meters.
Yes.
So our finish area normally got a little
shrunk. Disappeared.
Instead of coming off onto a little beach, you're straight onto the grass and straight to the car park. So, definitely
changes the dynamics a little bit.
So, how many times have you had to rescue swimmers that didn't get out at the finish and started drifting down the river?
A few have overshot the finish. Yeah. So we have the boat and the jet ski stationed at the finish for that very reason, and a few strong kayakers because the current is pretty rapid when you get that speed. So there's been a few that have overshot it, and I've, retrieving a safety buoy at the finish, I've been whisked off down the river too, and that took on my way back. But generally, that's that last bridge, you know, we're obviously making people aware you're coming up to the finish. It's on the left-hand side. You've got a big finish gantry there. There's flashing lights. So and obviously we encourage you to sight a bit more. You know, it's every 5 strokes as opposed to every 10 you might do, especially when you're coming to the end. Bit of a stroke, you know. And obviously the gun swimmers, especially the finish area, the outside areas where the river current's quick. So there's and we've had a few real nail biter finishes between people where, the strongest swimmer doesn't always win because they've read the current better, they've sat in it more, and then cut in right at the right time, whereas the other person's come in. And that's the other thing with rivers, you get eddies. So an eddies where it hitches back and it goes back the other way. We had 1 year where a really top gun swimmer got picked because he came too early and he literally was treading water, and now they got finished. So he had to get back into the current and carry on. So,
that's fun, different.
Different skill set, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. And has there ever been won by a woman? Like overall?
Possibly. Again, you're putting me on the spot there. Not in the time that I've run it. There's been some very close finishes with a female athlete. Not to my knowledge, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point. Yeah.
So what's the story with your swimming now? So obviously you have a 2-month-old at home. So you're doing a different kind of endurance event at the moment. Just keeping family on track and fed and sleeping and rested. So I would assume swimming's taken a back seat for now.
It has, I've still got to literally get back in the pool, but with the young ones, obviously COVID hit the Swim T3 company pretty hard, and I got made redundant through that. Didn't realise how good I had it. And I got very lucky. I fell in with a civil construction company, and I've landed on my feet in a big way in terms of supporting my family. But going into civil construction, you go from a 9 to 5 at a swim shop to 12-hour days.
Yeah.
7 till 7 at some days. So swimming, while I've still got a passion there, and it's more seen through via the Five Bridges swim. It's getting my kids in the pool now, getting them swimming. Obviously, my wife and I having this as swimming and triathlon careers. My wife actually was a swimming coach as well for many years. So she started with learn to swim and then worked her way into the Fairfield Swimming Club.
Yes.
And she was the assistant coach there for quite a few years. Yeah. So, I think once they're of age, we'll probably end up just training them ourselves and see what they can make of it.
What's the biggest swim club in Hamilton?
Probably St Paul's or St Peter's. Yeah, again, I've been out of the loop for a little while. Obviously, with Swim Tech 3, we're so connected with them at every meet, and I got in the water too, so you definitely knew back then. But St Paul's was definitely up there. I think you probably even chatted to a swimmer or two that might have come from that club.
Yes.
Waikato's got a great history of swimming. Some great swimmers have come out of it.
And are those the only two Hamilton open water races that happened? Is the Hooker Falls and
so
the Five Bridges?
That's Mount Taupo, but Waikato. Five Bridges, then there's nothing really Raglan Way. I could be completely wrong there. There might be a little swim out there. Then you go to Tauranga, Mount Momonui.
There's obviously quite a bit out that side.
So I worked quite closely, obviously being with Swim Tech 3, getting over there a bit with Cheryl McLeod.
Yes, I remember that. She's a legend, eh?
Absolute legend. Loveliest lady you'll ever meet as well. Yes. And I think she's done the Cook Strait Crossing.
Yes. And English Channel. We've chatted to her. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
Oh, God, I've got to catch up. So she was very supportive and me taking on the Five Bridges River Swim too. And we always went over, and I've done the around the Mount Swim. And I think she stepped away from it a little bit more now. And I actually bought a whole lot of her kit from her as well. And
because she had a couple of really nice swims, but the one that I've been down to was in. Is it Lake Rotomar?
Yeah. Yep.
Which was, I think it was a 3-kilometer loop or a 2.5 kilometer
and
loop.
And you're following the line.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate.
Yeah.
You're like about a meter under the under the water line. You're following a rope.
Accents of the pool swim and open water swim setting. Yeah. It's a really cool.
So you don't need to look up in sight. You're just following the line.
Yeah. Not too cold at the time of the year either. I mean, I'm talking to though. You guys don't mind the cold, do you?
You'll be surprised.
You're very surprised.
I mean, our swim's warmer. I think we sit around 20 degrees.
20. Oh, yeah, it was always.
You don't need a wetsuit. Obviously, we encourage it because it's a bit of a safety aspect more so for swimmers, but you don't need one.
No. My last couple of times was in togs.
Yeah, there's no, salt to deal with either or anything like that. So, just a tunny fur. Just a tunny fur and some ducks.
I think we've sort of given away by the time we air this episode that the Five Bridges is one of the swims.
Yes,
on the first round, yes.
Yeah.
So you were talking, you do a swim the morning.
Well, the very first swim of the weekend is Rangitoto to St Heliers, which you've won.
4.6k.
Yeah. Well, if they're like you and they swim straight.
I don't think I swim. I think I did it in
you just got to swim straight to her.
The current pushes you a bit.
Yeah, it's probably 5.5 k's for the average dude. And then the idea would be.
So you'd be starting that early, right? You'd be.
So the idea would be to probably get that first swim started at about 7 a.m. So you're getting the day started at 5:30.
Jumping off the pier at the other end.
Yes, jumping off the pier. So we, obviously it's a very niche field. I think we were expecting, I don't know, 15 to 20 guys, somewhere there about there. So we would get them across on some boats, jump off, swim across, and then we would be able to leave most of those boats in Auckland, and then, sort of rely on guys like yourselves in key spots around Auckland to guide
Around
us.
New Zealand.
Sorry, around New Zealand. It's been a while since I've thought about this. But yeah, the idea is you finish that first swim, and only when you finish, you then get a text message or an Instagram message saying, this is where swim 2 is, this is when we're starting. And then, it's almost like a bit of an orienteering type scenario where you'll have a driver, Michaela will come and drive for you or whatever the case might be. We don't want swimmers driving themselves for obvious reasons because they're going to be knackered by the end of the day. Yeah. And then you shoot off to swim number 2.
Yeah, right.
And then we would have some help with sort of key legends across New Zealand. When you finish swim number 2, you'll get told where swim number 3 is, and so forth. And
you're saying it is going to be right down the strip.
Finishing in Wellington. So
travel involved
we bounce around. Yeah, the travel's quite significant.
Because is it all, you're trying to achieve it all on the weekend, or is it over
3 days?
3 days.
3 days. Okay. So 72 hours, 9 swims, and roughly speaking, 42 kilometers of swimming. Yeah. So very doable. Yeah. 42 Ks is not completely ridiculous, but it's a...
you took it there. I was a sprinter and I've done 4K swims, but, been there since you got people doing...
you only swim down a river for 7 Ks, Maybe we should start further up and see how far we can go down.
I've contemplated that too. I mean, it's the 5 bridges, but they've just built a new bridge.
Well, there you go.
Ooh, there's water on here. Maybe the 6 bridges, or you could have a second swim. Because there are actually a lot of bridges, and I know people have done from Cambridge through to Hamilton. I mean, you can swim the whole Waikato, and people have done it. Brian
Gray just swam Karapiro to the sea.
Right. Yeah.
150
kilometres. Jeez. How long did it take him?
25 hours?
No, I want to 27, say. I think.
27 hours?
Few logistics in that, though.
Yes, including some upstream swimming by accident as well. in the dark.
The wrong route.
Yeah, I think you sort of take the wrong little slip, and they had...
It was pre-dawn, it was dark.
Safety boat that had been, I think, lodged on a sandbank.
Oh, gosh.
And sort of, lost him.
Yeah.
And he was in a bit of a dwell. Dwell's not a Kiwi word, eh? Dwell?
Eddie? What do you mean? Oh,
no, it was like half asleep.
Oh, he was. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yes, going that long.
And he changed. Somehow he changed direction and
swam around one of the little islands that was swimming.
I thought it wasn't long enough. They had a few extra Ks and moved good on. Wow, what a feat.
But there was a proper swim, right? There was a 27 hour swim.
Yeah, geez.
Quite a bit of logistics involved with that as well.
Yeah.
So yes, you've got to have a 6 bridges swim.
I was going to say, the idea's been thrown around, and I think the idea of a backward swim too, against the currents, and I know the hooker do a little sprint, but again, you're only going to get your contingency of fast swim. Maybe you'll let everyone don fins, and you can have a go.
Just do it for fun, right? Whatever, fins and paddles. If you love paddles, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I still love my paddles.
Obviously, we're a point-to-point race though, so there's a few other logistics that you've got to keep in mind there.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. You can swim upstream, turn around, come
run
back down.
Yeah. I mean, we had obviously there's so many events around that time too, so it's quite tricky. I think one year we coincided with the Hamilton Marathon, which ran the Gardens too, which ended up being quite cool. It was a big atmosphere, and even the course went through where our swim finished too. So we really had to keep off the road there. But yeah, as I say, there's so many events out around now. I try and announce the date sort of September, because then you see where everyone else will fit in a little bit. We're not this big ocean swim series that can go, we're here. So we want to fit around them because we want
what's your
those swimmers to come to ours. So we're the 8th of March. So it's a Sunday morning.
Yep. And how do people enter?
So jump on the website, fivebridgesriverswim.com. We've got a Facebook page as well, and we've got a, as I say, a time maintaining that handle it all now. So it's all digital. Gone are the days when you got to mail your check-in, and get your entries. So jump on.
It's only old people like me that actually remembered getting their first checkbook and being excited.
Yeah, well, again, handing it over from Eleanor, I think it was just done paper entry. And again, she's keeping it low key, and it was a master supported swim. So, I obviously didn't continue on the backing of the Masters Club. So it's a very family affair. My sister literally helps me run. She runs the website, helps me handle entries and Facebook posts and so on. My mum and my mother-in-law are nurses of many years, and so mum or my mother-in-law gets chucked on one of the support boats.
Yep.
And Dad's there at registration. My other sister's there at registration. Sister-in-law's there too. So completely family.
That's the only way to do it, man. That's what makes it special as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's certain aspects like the timing you want to make it more autonomous so that it's accurate. And, I won't say we don't still get things a little bit wrong from time to time, and name might get mixed up and said in a funny way. You'll hear me trying to be an MC, which is something that was very weird to begin with. And you'll hear me the first 5 minutes of talking when I do the briefing, and I'm shaking a bit, much like I have been on this podcast.
You come across really well,
Yeah, and then you get into it, and you love it and you enjoy it, and there is no greater thrill for me currently, other than obviously my kids, than having those swimmers lined up, counting down from 10 and holding their honker in the air and watching them bucket into the water. It's just given me such a thrill, given me such a buzz, and that's why I keep coming back for it. And the support of the community, I mean, everyone's raved about it after. We haven't, other than COVID, we had 1 year we did have to cancel it because it just got made too hard. And next year we came back stronger, and I don't think we've had a bad weather day. We're touch wood, jeez. We're always it always seems to be a sunny day, and the river's been really good to us. So.
Oh, it never rains in Hamilton, does it? I was just waiting for fog and see if people can actually work out how to get down the river when it's all foggy.
Well, we're not too early, so it starts at 10 o'clock. So the fog's clear. It's not in the middle of winter when you would get it. So, so 87th year, I'd love to carry it on to see that 100th year. I'm hoping it grows. I really want to grow it. Obviously, that's going to come with but advertising. Word of mouth has sort of been the way it's been spread for now. It's something that you can't explode because you can't have 1,000 swimmers going to. I mean, you could. We'd maybe stage it.
Waves,
yeah. So, it's a swim that's been going for so long, but it's still sort of in its infancy in terms of growing. But I want to keep the grassroots too. It's $40 to enter. I upped that a bit because of the timing, but that was to cover the cost. I don't, I can't even doing it. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to keep the history there, and I don't want to hike the cost either. But it's a cool swim. It's a cool swim, man. Yeah.
Well, 100. When it gets to 100, how old will you be, Jim?
116.
Spring chicken.
Okay, so swim races aside and swim events aside, we'll post those Five Bridges swim details on our Instagram and on the bottom of this podcast. So if you guys want to enter, please come and enter. I think we need to go into them.
Yeah, the guys will be on the list. We even have a pretty dedicated crew that come and do it too, year in, year out, and we even have a contingency that come over from Australia.
Oh, really?
You guys might get a few of those guys sort of coming to some of the events you do.
So we had one Australian, for example, on the weekend. We did a little charity swim on the weekend, 12 by 1 mile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there was one Aussie. but yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, I always get an email every year of
Yeah.
a contingency that come over to do it.
Okay. Cool.
Obviously, it appeals to them, and that's awesome. We've
Something
people
different,
from around New Zealand do it. You know, they come
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Christchurch and stuff.
Yeah, I know quite a few Aucklanders go down regularly.
Yeah, it's a stone's throw from Auckland,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's where we want all you guys that are doing the like a Kohimarama series to.
Well,
Slide down the
especially,
river.
because it's a 10 o'clock start, it's,
Yeah.
you don't need to get overnight accommodation or
Exactly.
anything. Yeah.
Your 90-minute drive at most from Auckland, and Hamilton's a nicer place than I'm originally from Auckland. And I get a bit anxious coming back now. I'll be honest. You know, it's too busy compared to Hamilton. But friends and family here, and obviously there's a huge community here that are awesome.
Yeah. There's dicks everywhere there, right? There's dicks in Hamilton and in Auckland, so.
Not all clever.
So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, hey, because immigration has been a mission, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, would you immigrate again? Like, would you go to Australia? That's where all the money is and all. And I'm like, dude, if I had to move again, it would 100% be somewhere smaller, with less people, further away from everything. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
I reckon if I immigrated again, it would be like Fiji or somewhere like that,
Somewhere tropical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely don't need a wetsuit for this one.
Different. Well, you need some shark shields, maybe. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's all good. Thanks so much for coming in and telling us your story. Really, really appreciate it. And it's been a little while since I did your swim. I think I definitely need to get back, because it's great for me. It's just an excuse to go and visit the folks as well. So.
Oh, yeah, you've done that way. No, thank you so much, guys, for having me. It's been a real honour and a pleasure. And come and do the swim, guys. Your names will be on the list.
Yeah, we'll be done in March,
You to come do it.
and we'll be done again in April for the Taniwha. So just make sure that water is clean and good job. Thanks, dude. It's good to see you again, and we'll see you in Hamilton.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Cool bananas.
Hi, my name is Caitlin O'Reilly. I'm the youngest person to have completed the Ocean 7 Challenge. If this really cool podcast has helped you learn something new, maybe it's introduced you to new swimmers, made you smile, then please take the opportunity to subscribe to Duncan and Jim's channel. I'm sure they would absolutely appreciate all your support. Cheers.
Thanks, Caitlin. Well, as always, you can give us feedback on our Instagram account @cleverdicks, or send us an email, cleverdicksnz@gmail.com. We'd really appreciate hearing from you. And cheers. We'll speak to you again soon.